G'day, how's it going? Today I've got with me my Sony a7S II, and on it I have the Samyang 24mm t1.5 lens. This is the cine version of this lens, which means the aperture ring is declicked and that the aperture and focal ring both have these nice chunky grip rings on them for you to put a focus pull kit onto, which is useful. Because I've also got the Tilta Nucleus-N wireless follow focus kit here, and I'm going to show you today how to hook this up on here, set it up and calibrate it, so stick around. So here it is, the Tilta Nucleus-N or Nucleus-Nano wireless follow focus kit. Don't confuse this with the Nucleus-M, that one, because that's a rather large kit and it comes in a much bigger box, and it's not the one I'm making a video about today, but I am going to make a video about this one, so do go and click on that subscribe thing that pops up down here somewhere, so you don't miss that video or any of my other really cool videos. But anyway, this is the one we're looking at today, and we're going to set it up. Let's have a look at it. So here it is. There's the case, the Nucleus-N from Tilta Productions. I'm just going to unzip this now. It's a great case. All of the Tilta cases that we're typically seeing are pretty awesome. And here's what we've got inside it. First of all, it's got the brushless motor in here. That just pull that out of there. As you can see, it's got a little screen on the back, the up and down buttons and bits and pieces you want to use on there, and clamps onto the standard rail rod. I'll just slip that one back in here for now. We've also got the mounting plate with the rod adapter ring in here as well. The short rod that you need for putting it all together. In the case of this package here, I also went and got a small rig double adapter as well, so that I can have twin rods if I want to do some other stuff. I've also got the little mounting plate which can go on the side of the Ronin S or the Zion crane, so that you can put the focus wheel onto there. In here there's some neat little cables and things. This here is one of my favourite things. It's actually the battery charger. This battery charger is neat. It's just this thing here and a USB cable, and it's got magnets in here, and the magnets just go on either end of the battery. It'll charge it either way, works out the polarity and charges your battery up. That's one of the best battery chargers I've ever seen. So I'll just put those back into here. Now here's the battery itself. It's not a AA battery, it's a 3.7 volt 800 milliamp hour battery. It's a bit of a unique one. It's not the same size as a AA, which I don't have here to compare with, sorry, but it's built for this sort of thing, I guess. It's also lithium, not NiCad, so it's going to get a much smoother power. I've also put a link in on where to get a few of these things down below, so if you're looking for them and you want to get one of these, I do recommend making sure you grab 3 or 4 extra batteries. Always go overkill on the batteries. And finally there's the focus wheel itself. This thing is an absolutely fantastic little device. It has a beautiful smooth movement in it, and I love the wooden handle grip again, and it clips directly onto the Tilta Gravity gimbals. And it's got adapter plates here as well for the Ronin S series and the Zion cranes as well. One of the things that's particularly useful with the Tilta follow focus gear is that the controllers and the focus wheels and the focus motors for the M and the N are interchangeable. There are 16 digital channels that you can select onto here, through here, and they can work across the 2 different kits, so you can have 16 cameras set up on set with a mixture of all of this gear and the wheels and the handles and all that sort of stuff, and they won't interfere with each other. So the controller here will work with all of the other handles for the larger Nucleus sets as well, and it can all be interrelated and matched up. I haven't actually played with integrating with those sorts of things together yet, but I will be doing that very shortly. So now I'm going to take all of this stuff here and the camera, and I'm going to put it all together and show you how to set it up. I should also note that there's these plastic bags sitting in the front here that come with a whole pile of neat stuff. The main bit, of course, is this bag here that's got a set of Allen keys, it's got some mounting screws in it, and this other bag here that has a couple of other screws that you might want to use on the gimbal mounting plate as well. Basically everything you're going to need is in here to tool this and put it all together. I'm going to start by pulling out the mounting plate and put that on the bottom of the camera. Now, you've all seen a mounting plate go onto a camera before, so this is going to be no great surprise. It's just got the standard thread at the bottom of it, and that just slots in there. And then I just need to grab one of these Allen keys, in this case the really big one, out of the bag here. There it is. And I can just sit that on there and use the Allen key to tighten in the one nut on the bottom there. There we go. So that's all nicely in place. Just give it a quick tweak. Don't over tighten these things or you're just going to cause damage to the camera thread. Just needs to be finger tight. And then I can grab the rod here, and that just slots in here. And I grab a smaller Allen key out of the bag, which is the smallest one, and then just tighten the rod into here, and that's all done. It's in place. The rod's long enough to get from the camera body to the focus wheels, and that's all you really need out of it. Right, now that I've got that on there, I just need to pull out my focus motor here, and that there just slots over the end of the rod, and it will quite nicely just fit forward and sit onto that focus wheel rack there. And it just has a little screw thread thing underneath, and you just bring that to finger tight under there, and that's mounted on. So that's how you put the focus motor onto the camera. Real easy. Right, now that I've got that done, I'm just going to quickly mount that as well onto this thing here. Easy enough, because this cheese board plate underneath here has all of the thread mount holes and everything that you need to mount this onto a tripod or onto a gimbal or anything like that. What I'm going to do in this case is just quickly mount that onto there so that I can put it down on the desk without it falling over, basically. And then I can just move that over and plonk that down while we set up the rest of the demo. Now, one thing to note is that the focus motor does need USB power, and there's a little slot right at the back here. I'll just quickly show you. That little door here opens up, and it's got a USB socket port in there, so just standard micro USB. I'll just go grab a cable and a USB battery and plug that in. So here I've got just an off-the-shelf USB battery pack. Takes the 5-volt cable into there, and micro USB that I will just plug into the back of the device just in here. That's fine. Normally you might choose to run that off a camera rig that's got a larger battery pack or something, or a V-lock battery with adapters and that sort of thing on a camera rig. In this case, I've just got that next to me, so it's easy to turn on and run. There we go, and that's powered up. You can see that straight away the screens come on here. It shows it's on channel 6, and there's a couple of other bits and pieces in there that I'll talk about later on. So the focus wheel here of course needs power also. There's a little door on the front here. I'll just open that up and slot the battery in, and that's all closed. And push the button, and there you can see, well, hopefully you can see that that's come up, and you can see that's also working on channel 6, same as the focus motor. So there we go, that's all set up in theory. One other thing you do need to do is calibrate it. So what I'm going to do is just slightly loosen the key on the bottom of the focus motor here and pull it away from the lens, and I'm going to make sure that the lens is fully zoomed in, and then I will push that close again and tighten that up so that it's nice and firm on there. And then I'll grab the focus wheel here, and I'm just going to hold press this button on the top of it for 3 seconds and watch what happens. So that's going into calibrate mode, and it's automatically calibrating the focus wheel here. It's checking where both of the hard stops on the end of the lens are, and then it comes up and says calibration done. So now all I need to do is turn that all the way that way, turn that all the way that way, and I've got that full range of focus. Just like that, straight away. It's pretty easy to set up. And now what I can do is I can turn this and goes all the way in and all the way out. And there you have it, properly calibrated, ready to go, setup, all done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a little scene so that I can show you how this works and see it in motion. So here's my desktop, and I'm just going to set up two objects on here. There's one of my old iPhones. I'll just put that back here. I'll turn it around the other way so you can see some detail on the back of it. And here's a mouse that I've got, and I'll put that here in the foreground so that you can see that. I'll stand it up on something so that it's a bit more prominent. There you go. So I've got the mouse in the foreground there. That's currently out of focus. I've set a nice shallow depth of field, and I've got the phone in the background here, which you can see is kind of in focus. And I'm just going to use the follow focus here now to pull the focus between these two things. Here's how it looks. So I've got the mouse in the foreground and the camera in the background, and now I can just pull focus from the phone I've got at the back here through to the mouse I've got in the foreground. This means I can be a person who's away from the camera and be able to do this just by turning this dial here back and forth, moving the motor, moving the focus ring, so I can rack that focus from there to there, and I can use a good monitor. I can be anywhere up to 100 meters away from the actual camera with a monitor and be able to just do this anytime from anywhere. That's awesome. I'll do it a few more times. From the mouse here, just across the surface of the mouse even, or all the way back to the phone. Now you can imagine having two actors doing this. One's talking, the next one's talking, next one's talking, that one's talking. Don't know about you, but I think that's really cool. Anyway, that's what this thing does. Really simple to calibrate, really simple to put on your camera, and really simple to use. So why wouldn't you have one? I think it's absolutely necessary for any filmmaker. If you're running a gimbal or something as well, you can put this on the side. So even if you're shooting, you can use this to get some really good focus with the gimbal as it's held on the handle. I'll show you how to put this onto a Ronin S in another video coming up soon. Here you go. I'm just going to do it one more time just because I can. You can even go from focus through three things. See, I've got my mouse, I got my phone, and then I got all this crap on the shelf in the background all the way back there. This could be fun. I'm going to really enjoy playing with this over the next few weeks. So there you are. I hope this has been useful to you, and if you're keen on getting one of these, I've got some links down below to places you can go and check them out. There's more information on the DJI site and some links to Amazon and other places where you could go and get one of these. If you use one of those Amazon links, by the way, I do get a bit of a kickback, and that really helps me keep this channel alive and that sort of thing. So I hope this has been really useful. If it has, do subscribe here. Click on one of these videos up here and down here. Go watch them. They're all awesome as well. And I will see you tomorrow with another video. See you later.